Good morning everybody, welcome to Wisdom from Bible. So today we'll continue to talk about the predestination. We will show some Bible verses here that telling us about some absolute predestination. Yung yung absolute predestination means yung kagustuhan ng Diyos hindi machi-change. Absolute kasi. Ganun. So, but first, let us look at the meaning of the will. Ano ba yung will? God's will. Ganun. Kasi, first, we will talk about yung, ano ba yung God's will? Will. Plan of God. Ganun. So, we know very well that the plan of God was to create a world na maganda, na everybody is interconnected with each other, and living as individuals and living also at the same time they have a purpose to live for a higher purpose. For example, an individual exists as an individual, pero that individual also has a purpose to live for the family. Ganun, yung family din is living as a family, nag-exist sila as a family, but that family also has a purpose to serve the country at the society, ganyan. So, bali, yan yung mundo na ginawa ang plano ng God na gagawin. Kagaya din kung magpagawa ka ng bahay, di ba, na-imagine mo na kung ano yung bubong na gagamitin mo, gaano kataas, ano yung windows na gagamitin mo, nakaplano na lahat, na i-blueprint na lahat. Tapos, ano yung, kung sa bahay, kung ano yung gagamitin mong materials, ganyan, anong kulay ng sahig, or anong kulay ng walls, or ano yung nasa paligid, may mga garden ba dyan, at anong mga flowers yung itatanim, anong kulay yung gusto mo, meron bang fence, na ganun. So, di ba? Ganun din ang Diyos. Before He created even the first thing na gagawin niya, na plano na niya lahat. Yun. Ano ba yun? Even before He created the angels, kasi naunang nagawa yung mga angels, di ba? Bago pa dumating si Adam and Eve, may mga angels na. So, God created the angels first. Even before He created the angels, meron na siyang plano, including the angels. May plano na siya kung ano yung mga role ng angels na yan dito sa mundong gagawin niya. So, ganun lahat yun. Meron na talagang will. That is the will. Yung will niya is to fulfill that. Yung will niya. Yun. God's will is to fulfill that plan. Tapos, nung nakita na niya lahat, naplano niya kung paano, kunwari, gagawa siya ng mga bulaklak, anong klaseng bulaklak, anong shape, gagawa siya ng fruit, ang dami niyang gagawin sa mundong yan. So, nakaplano na yan, lahat. Before He created the first thing na ginawa niya, the creation, ganun. So, since God is a God of goodness, since God is a God of yung principle, may principle siya. Yung mundo ding yon, ang mangyayari din sa mundong yan is a good world at saka mundong nakasunod sa prinsipyo niya. Sumusunod doon sa principles ng Diyos. Ganun. So, God, before He created, may ganun na siyang plano. And since God is absolute, that plan also is absolute. And since God is unchanging, that plan also is unchanging. Eternal, hindi nagbabago. Forever, hindi mapapalitan. Ganun. So kapag sinabi natin yung God's will, we have to understand that God's will is to create a world na mabuti, and that plan cannot be changed. Ganun. But yung plano ng Diyos na sinimulan niyang gawin noon, Hindi yan natupad. Why? Because in the principle, one of his principle is that man has to join him in creating that world by doing his portion of responsibility. Ganon. So, dapat maki-join, makisali yung tao willingly, freely, with his free will and free action na magkagawa ng ganung mundo. Kaya unfortunately, man failed. Kaya, siyempre, dahil hindi niya pwedeng iwanan yung plano niyang yun, meron siyang immediate na plan. And that is the plan of restoration or plan of salvation, plan for salvation. So, yan na yung naging will niya to restore man back to that plan. Yung plano niya na yun. And that plan of God, that will of God is absolute. Ganun. Kaya yung yung predestination ngayon, yung absolute predestination is applicable to the will of God. Hindi magbabago yung mga plinano ng Diyos noon. Pag maintindihan natin to, ang ganda-ganda ng plano niyang mundo. Ang ganda. Napaka beautiful. Kailan kasi may prinsipyo na yung prinsipyo na niya yun, na hindi niya pwedeng ibagsak lang sa harapan natin yung magandang mundong yan. We will cooperate. Kailangan makitulong tayo, gumawa tayo ng part din natin para magawa yung mundong yun. Ganun. Pero, God's will is absolute, unchanging, eternal. And is only good. So, God cannot hindi niya pwedeng i-predetermine or predestine ang evil. Hindi niya pwedeng, hindi niya plinano na magkaroon ng Satan. Hindi niya plinano na ang mga tao ay mapunta sa hell. Hindi niya plinano na ang mga anak niya ay makaranas ng grabe-grabing paghihirap, iba't ibang klaseng sakit. Kaya yung mga wars, ganyan, hindi niya plinano yan. Ang plano niya is a good world wherein people could live together as brothers and sisters na nagtutulungan, centered sa kabutihan, centered on goodness. Yun yung absolute will of God. Hindi yan magbabago. Kaya, dahil hindi nagbabago yung will of God, itutuloy niyang gagawin yan. Sure, tutuloy niyang gagawin yan. Ang tagal-tagal niya nang nagtatrabaho ang Diyos para lang maibalik, para matupad yung kagustuhan niya. Thousands of years na. So, ang nangyayari dyan, sandali pala. Ay, yung mga Bible verses natin. Okay? Ito. So, kung plinano ng Diyos, kung kasama ang evil sa plano ng Diyos, bakit siya nagsisi sa paggawa ng tao? Hindi dapat siya nagsisi. Diba? Kasi, kagustuhan naman niya pala yan eh. Pero sabi niya dito sa Genesis 6:6, the Lord regretted that He made man, that He had made human beings on the earth, and His heart was deeply troubled. So, nag-regret siya. Kaya, bakit siya nag-regret? Kasi wala naman siyang plano na magkaroon ng masamang mundo. Ang gusto lang niya is good world. So, God cannot predestine an evil world. Ang predestination ng will niya, which is absolute, is only good world. Mabuting mundo lang ang binabalak ng Diyos. He did not plan for the suffering of His children. Wala siyang plano na mayroong suffering, tribulation yung mga anak niya. Never. Meron bang magulang na magpaplano para yung anak niya ay mapahirapan? Para maghirap yung anak na yan? Ganun. May ganun bang klaseng magulang? How much more to God? Wala siyang plano na maging mahirap tayo sa pamumuhay natin. Na maging yung bang suffering ang mararanasan natin. Hindi ganun. Walang ganung plano ang Diyos. Kaya nga, nung naging masama ang tao, nag-regret siya. Dito, sa panahon ni Noah. Tapos may isa pa, dito. Sabi ng Diyos, Then the word of the Lord came to Samuel. Sa ano yan? 1 Samuel 15:10 to 11. Sabi niya, I regret that I have made Saul king, because he has turned away from me and has not carried out my instructions. Samuel was angry and he cried out to the Lord all night long. Si Samuel kasi siya yung nag-anoint kay Saul, the first king of Israel. Si Prophet Samuel, siya yung nag-anoint, nag-bless kay King Saul as the first king of Israel. But King Saul did not follow God. Kaya sabi ng God dito, and the word of the Lord came to Samuel, sabi niya, I regret that I have made Saul a king. Ibig sabihin, hindi kagustuhan ng Diyos na si King Saul ay habul-habulin niya si David na patayin si David. Ganun. O kaya, yung mga ginawa ni King Saul, hindi niya gusto yon. Hindi niya yun predetermine. He did not predetermine that. Ang pwede lang i-predetermine ng God is His will, which is good. Okay? So, yan yung mga masasabi natin na never na magplano ang Diyos ng bad. He will always, His plan was always for good, for goodness. At saka ang direksyon ng history na ginagawa niya, which is the history of restoration or history of salvation to save everybody, is also for goodness. So, dyan applicable ang absolute predestination. And let's look at some more Bible verses dito. Ay, hindi pala. Sana ba? Ito. Sa Isaiah 46:11. O ito din, God's will is absolute, unchanging. Sabi niya, from the east I summon a bird of prey, from a far off land, a man to fulfill my purpose. May tinawag daw siyang isang tao doon sa far off land, from the east, to fulfill my purpose. Sabi niya ganun, God said, what I have said, that I will bring about. What I have planned, that I will do. So this is the word of God. Ano yung plinano ko, gagawin ko. Sabihin, God is unchanging. He will never change. He does not change His plan. He will continue. Itutuloy at itutuloy niyang gawin yung will niya. Yung kagustuhan niya. Because that is absolute. Okay, so, ngayon, dahil absolute siya, kung in case na yung tao na inassign niya doon, kasi di ba kailangan niya ng tao, kailangan ng Diyos ng cooperation ng tao. Ibig sabihin, God needs our work, our part in the providence of salvation, or kaya in the fulfillment of His will. For example, si Adam's family. The first Adam, sila yung unang tao na kung hindi sila na-fail, nakagawa na sana sila ng will of God noon pa. Kingdom of Heaven na sana noon pa. Naipanganak na sana tayo sa Kingdom of Heaven. Noon pa dapat nagawa ang Kingdom of Heaven. But, unfortunately, Adam could not do his part. Kaya, Adam need to be replaced by another person who will also do kung ano yung will of God for Adam. Ano ba yung God's will for Adam? God's will for Adam is for him to be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over the earth. Siya ang magiging Lord of creation, Lord of the world. Si Adan. First, he must be fruitful. Meaning to be temple of God and multiply. Multiply what? Multiply God's children. God's lineage. And then, third is to have dominion over the earth, meaning siya yung magtitake care sa buong mundo. Siya yung inheritor. But unfortunately, he failed. Hindi niya nagawa yun. Kaya sabi sa 1 Corinthians 15:45, so it is written, the first man, Adam, became a living being. The last man, Adam, a life-giving spirit. Si Jesus Christ yun. Diba? The last Adam daw siya. Last Adam. Siyempre, noon, last Adam si Jesus. He's the life-giving Spirit. Siya yung bumubuhay sa Espiritu natin. Si Jesus Christ. So, Jesus Christ is also called Adam. Bakit? Kasi, siya yung gagawa sa mga hindi nagawa ni Adan. Yun nga, because God's will is absolute, He will continue to fulfill the will of God despite of man's failure. Pag nag-fail ang isang tao, God will find another man to do that will. Ganun. Ganun yung nakikita natin. Ganun yung ginagawa niya. Kagaya nito sa Matthew 16:25. So the will of God, sabi niya, for the Son of Man is going to come in His Father's glory with His angels and then with His angels. And then He will reward each person according to what they have done. So tarang darating si Jesus Christ, sabi dito. Kasi, God will fulfill His will through Jesus Christ. Darating at darating talaga yun. Darating talaga si Jesus Christ for the second time. Ang purpose niya is to fulfill the will of God. Yung original plan ng Diyos para kay Adam and Eve noon, yung plan ng God para kay Jesus na dapat niyang gagawin, at yung pare-parehas lang yun. Kasi, why? Bakit pare-parehas lang? Because the will of God is unchanging. Absolute, hindi nagbabago. Kung ano yung plano niya para kay Adam and Eve noon, ganyan din yung plano niya para sa atin ngayon. Why? Because God's will is unchanging. It's absolute and eternal. So, maski palaging nagpi-failure yung mga tao, okay lang, He will go on. Kasi, God's will yun eh. I have spoken, I will bring it to pass. I have planned and I will do it, sabi niya. So, dito sa Genesis 4:25, for example, Adam made, kasi, di ba si Cain pinatay niya si Abel? Meron silang role na gagawin eh. Si Cain tsaka si Abel, they are supposed to really work together para yung pamilya nila maging pamilya ng Diyos. Pero unfortunately, si Cain, pinatay niya si Abel. So, hindi nawala ng Abel. Wala ng Abel. So, sabi dito sa Genesis 4:25, Adam made love with his wife, and she gave birth to a son, named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. So, in place of Abel, God used Seth para ituloy niya yung trabaho niya. God's work continued from the lineage of Seth. Kaya dumating dyan si Noah sa lineage ni Seth. Okay? So, another, ito sa Joshua 1:5. Si Moses, di ba hindi siya pwedeng pumasok ng Canaan? Moses could not enter the land of Canaan. Moses brought out God brought out the Israelites from Egypt through Moses, through many miracles, and God guided them in the wilderness, and God gave them the 10 Commandments sa pamamagitan ni Moses. But unfortunately, sa last part, sabi ng God na Moses cannot enter the land of Canaan. Kaya, Joshua was chosen to bring in the Israelites into the land of Canaan. So, hindi na si Moses. Meron din kasing something doon na hindi nagawa ni Moses. So, hindi siya pwedeng pumasok ng land of Canaan. And because of that, Moses, through the inspiration of God, through the guidance of God, na si Joshua ang piliin, na siya ang sasalo sa trabaho na gano'n, to bring in the Israelites into the land of Canaan. So dito, sabi ng God na no one will not be able to stand against you all the days of your life, as I was with Moses. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you, in Joshua 1:5. So be strong and courageous, sabi niya. Ganito talaga yung work ng God. The will of God is absolute. Maski pa magkaroon ng failure ang tao, the will of God, God will continue to fulfill His will. Maski ilang beses pang magkamali ang tao, hahanap ulit siya ng ibang tao to fulfill that particular mission. Kasi may mga role yan in the providence of restoration. May mga role yan. Kapag yung isang tao na may role na wala, papalitan ng God yun. Hahanap siya ng iba to replace that person. Kagaya ni Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus Christ. He is supposed to be one of the apostles. So dito, sa Acts 1:22-26 dito. So they nominated two men. Si Joseph called Barsabas, also known as Justus, and Matthias. Then they prayed, Lord, you know everyone's heart. Show us which of these two you have chosen to take over the apostolic ministry, which Judas left to go where he belonged. And then they cast lots, and the lot fell to Matthias. So he was added to the 11 apostles. So dahil si Judas, hindi niya nagawa yung part niya, God will find another person. Yun nga ang nakita nila. They prayed, God, sino ba yung sa kanilang dalawa? You know, the content of the hearts of the people. So, sino ba yung sa kanilang pipiliin nyo? And Matthias was chosen to replace Judas Iscariot. So, ganun yung work of God, na maski pa ang mga tao ay multiple times na magkamali, God cannot stop working towards the fulfillment of His will because His will is absolute. Hindi pwedeng baguhin. Pati yung mga prinsipyo niya, hindi pwedeng baguhin yung mga yun. Absolute yun, unchanging, and eternal. So in terms of absolute predestination, we can say, ang conclusion na natin dyan is, absolute predestination is applicable to the will of God. God predestined His will to be absolute. Hindi niya babaguhin yan. Forever na ganun yung plano niya. So kung ang plano ng Diyos is to build God's kingdom on earth with kings and queens, tapos siya ang King of Kings, tapos yung mga tao dito na nakatira dito sa mundo together with their families, lahat ng mga father, king, lahat ng mga mother, queen, ang mga anak nila, princess and princesses, ganun yung ganun yung itsura ng kingdom of heaven. And they have their own kingdom. They're taking care of their own kingdom. Meron silang kingdom. Ibig sabihin, meron silang location, meron silang area where they are taking care of their people. At saka, dyan din sila kumukuha ng mga, siyempre, mga supply nila, pagkain nila, ganun. And with other kings sa ibang places, they can have interaction and they can work together, centering on bigger purposes other than their family. Everybody, yung mga yon, mga kings and queens are temples of God, and they are receiving the will of God. They are nare-receive nila kung ano yung mga kagustuhan ng Diyos. Hindi ang gandang mundo yon. Hindi yun papalitan ng Diyos. God will continue to fulfill that will kahit ano pa, kahit kailan pa. Hindi yan magbabago. Unchanging yun. Eternal. And unique, absolute. So, yun yung yung will of God is absolute. He predestined it absolutely. Absolute talaga. Yung yung susunod na pwede nating pag-usapan is the accomplishment of God's will. Kunwari, pinili ka niya. Ikaw ang magawa ng mission na yan. Hindi ka na pwedeng palitan. Pwede kang palitan pag nag-failure ka. Hindi absolute yun. It depends on the person. Relative siya. Ganun. So, okay. So, hanggang dyan lang and have a nice day. Bye-bye.